So I am Anna McLean. I am Plana on Twitter with 4 N's if you're looking for me there. And I am the Director of Engagement and Innovation at Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park.
Great, and my name's Sarah Drummond. I am a board member at Loch Lomond and Trossachs National Park. That's like a Scottish Government appointed role to make sure that we are, taking the park forward in the right direction and doing the kind of governance bit around it, which is checking that we're doing the right things that we said we'd do. And my sort of background is in founding and running Snook for 12 years, and I'm just now focusing on this board role, which is great.
It's great for us. So the exciting news that we have to share today is that for the very first time, we are going to be investing in some in-house service design support in the form of a role that we're just about to advertise. So while that's hot off the press, Sarah and I thought we'd tell you a little bit about it, and then you can go online to find out a little bit more about it. So let me tell you a bit about the role. So the role is going to be advertised from this week. So it is currently, today's the 14th, so I think by the end of this week the role will be advertised on the National Park website, which is lochlomond-trossachs.org, and we'll include details of that in the promotion of this little video. And it's a service design role. We're probably looking for someone in early stage career. It's a 37-hour week role, and you'll find out more about the job and all the benefits that come with that on our website. Very flexible employer, I'm pleased to say, not always the top payer, but lots of other benefits alongside it, including getting some mentoring from Sarah herself.
Great, and it's part of this new engagement and innovation service, sort of part of the park that's been set up. Do you want to tell us a bit more about where they'll be working?
Yep, so the Engagement and Innovation Service was set up earlier on this year. I'm the director responsible for that, and this role will be working closely with myself and Sarah on some of our work that we do together, but also the line manager for this role will be someone in my team who is super bright and fabulous, called Jo Wright. Jo brings lots of expertise to the team. She comes with lots of experience in working with academia, using data and insights for decision making, and this is allowing us to branch out into a different part of the service that we haven't had in-house before. So within that area is also communications, behaviour change, focus on stakeholder engagement, and continual improvement as well. So our little service, that our part of the organisation, focuses on that type of thing. It's about future-proofing the organisation, I like to think, and the work that we'll be doing with the service designer is going to be a key part to that.
Great, and I think some of the role is going to be quite amorphous in a good way. I think it means you'll get a chance to work on lots of different programs of work, helping when is appropriate to those pieces.
Yeah.
And one of the kind of key bits that I'm part of helping as a board member at the National Park is co-chairing as the vice chair a group called the Futures Group, and that really is about looking at the strategic direction of the National Park and helping officers, that's what we call staff essentially, some of our staff inside the organisation, to kind of unpick some of the wicked and challenging issues that they have to consider. That's things like managing all their visitors, looking at problems around litter, planning sort of how we design and plan the place, like the actual locations around the whole of the park, sustainable transport, so lots of different themes. And what I've been really keen to bring to the National Park since joining as a board member is sort of design-led ways of doing things. So that's putting user research at the heart of what we're doing, systems thinking as well, so not thinking only about users, but about kind of nature and the unheard stakeholders that we don't tend to always put first, and also thinking about service design, so actually thinking about how we create experiences that work for people, things like end-to-end visitor experience and things like this. So you get to work with our group quite a lot, but there'll be other parts, I think, Anna, that they'll get to work on, like the National Partnership Plan, which is a really it doesn't sound that exciting, but actually is an incredibly important moment in our time as a national park to review our strategy, right?
Well, it is, yeah. So the National Park Partnership Plan is like the strategic plan for the National Park, the place. So all 720 square miles of Loch Lomond and Trossachs National Park. National parks in Scotland have a really important role to play in helping really put national policy into practice, and also particularly at the moment in the in light of the climate emergency and the nature crisis, in helping us test and learn from ways that we can make changes at a landscape scale, so at the scale of the types of places that we are. So yes, the next National Park Partnership Plan is due to be developed in 2022, I'm a year ahead, out for consultation in 2023. So we really want to have this role play a key part in helping us develop that alongside our next local development plan as well, which again is a really key strategic document which will help guide where development is and isn't suitable in the national park, and also how planning can act as an enabler to help deliver against the priorities for the place.
So you've got some like super talented people, as Anna said, to work alongside, but I think from this role, really want someone to bring skills around like user research, being able to think at a systems level in terms of how we design places and services, have some skills and experience in like community engagement as well. So not just user research, thinking about how you galvanize communities. For me, I'm really excited about people who have experience in like speculative design, so thinking about how you use prototypes to create potential and preferable futures. So bringing those sort of skills as a mix to a really fantastic set of people across the engagement and innovation service and kind of wider in the park. So we are like very excited about this role.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So we have the role advertised, will be advertised on our website from this week. It's going to be open over the Christmas period and into January, because we know that this is a time where people are going to be busy thinking about other things. But Sarah and I will both be blogging a little bit more about this, and if you're keen to hear a little bit more about it, then make sure that you do follow me and follow Sarah online and the National Park social media feeds, which are all at Lomond Trossachs as well.
Fantastic. And just a big kind of plea to people, if you're looking at the role and you're thinking, well, I can't do all of user research and all of community engagement, all of speculative design. If you think you could do some of that, that's fantastic. Apply, because you probably can do this role. And as we said, we'll be mentoring you. So, you know, please do apply. And we really, like, one of the big things I'm trying to push at the national park, which we're all getting behind, is around a national park that's more accessible and more diverse, so that we can design things that work for everybody. So really trying to look for applications from a diverse range of backgrounds and interests. So even if you're not called a service designer, interpret this as a kind of a role that just really wants to come and do some great work at the national park.
Sounds great.
Cool, please apply.